Alrighty, welcome back to another episode of Mythic Drafting, and today we're doing we're doing a Neon Dynasty Kamigawa draft. This is one of my favourite sets of all time, and we've opened an absolute banger here in Farewell, one of the strongest cards in the set. It's a Wrath, but you can actually set it up in this one by choosing one or more, exile all artifacts, creatures, enchantments, and graveyards, and this set has a real artifact enchantment theme, so you can draft a deck that has enchantment creatures and not exile them, or artifact creatures and not exile them as well. Other cards in the pack that I like Moon Circuit Hacker. I think the Replication Specialist is pretty decent. I also don't mind just taking the tap land here. 5 color is a great deck, and then Bamboo Grove Archer as well is a perfectly fine green card, but we're going to start things off with Farewell. Very happy to pick that one up there. Next pick, there's nothing in white for us here. There's a Ghost Shintai, which is, fine, but not great. There's a Patchwork Automation, which is really good in the Artifacts deck, but not really what we're looking for here. I think the best card in the pack is probably just Moon Snare Specialist. When it enters the battlefield, return up to one target creature to its owner's hand. Certainly nothing like super exciting here. Kaido's Pursuit's not good. None of these cards are particularly good. I mean, you can take Sokkenzen here, but you don't really want to be taking these channel lands unless you know you're going to be in the color. And I'm pretty happy to just pick up a Moon Snare Specialist here. So one thing to know in this format is red is typically the worst color. Voltaic Surge is like the classic red removal spell that's not that good here. The Sagas are really strong. Azusa Many's Journeys is one of probably the weaker ones, and the card we're going to be taking here is just Network Disruptor. When it enters the battlefield, tap target permanent. It goes well with the ninjutsu of Moon Snare Specialist. I also quite like Harmonious Convergence, Jukai Preserver, Bamboo Grove Archer if we were going to go into green, but I think we're going to stay on color here and just pick up Network Disruptor and look to build from there. Now, we have another interesting pack here. There's not a whole lot here, really. We could take Mukotai Ambusher, but it's not even that good in blue-black. Kami of Restless Shadow really isn't that good either. There's really not that much in this pack. This pack is pretty weak. I don't like Moon Snare Prototype either. So I really don't know what to take here. Imperial Subduer is bad as well. This is a really awful pack. I think the pick is potentially just Ambusher. I really don't think anything is that good, but the only reason we'd play this is in like blue-black. If we got really into blue-black ninjas, which is unlikely given we've got Farewell here, a really streamlined ninja deck could want to play this. You go Network Disruptor, you ninjutsu this on turn 2, it's pretty decent, and we're going to go down that line here with a Network Disruptor. Pick 5. This card's just really good. If you can get a really busted, if you can get a lot of these, you can run really nice ninjutsu decks. We're happy to pick that one up there. Now an interesting pick here. We haven't seen a whole lot of white. There's a Ghost Shintai of Ancient War, which is, we saw the blue shrine go around before. There's also a Tamiyo's Completion, which is fine but not amazing. There's a Kami of Terrible Secrets, which when it enters the battlefield, if you control an artifact and an enchantment, you draw a card and you gain 1 life. I do like that one quite a bit. It's sort of between Tamiyo's Completion and the Kami. I think Tamiyo's Completion is fine. I think we're going to pick up the Completion here. The Kamis can go pretty late, and we don't even know that we're black really at this point, so I don't want to just commit for nothing there. Now I've got Disruption Protocol. There's an Unforgiving one. Unforgiving one's fine, but not amazing again. There's a Sky Swimmer Koi. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. If you do, discard a card. Skyster McCoy is actually fine. I think here, given the start we've had, we just want to stay blue. And I'm going to pick that one up here. And just sort of try and stay open still. Now there's another Disruption Protocol. There's a Cyber Trespassers. This card's really not great. Rhino Sentinel, also not good. None of these cards are particularly good. You can take Disruption Protocol. I don't think we're going to play it, but I don't think we're going to play anything else in this pack. And certainly if we end up in like an Artifacts deck, it might be fine. There's an Undercity Scrounger, which is good in the black-red Artifact, engine deck. There's a Careful Cultivation. I'm actually going to pick Careful Cultivation here. I think all of these cards are just strictly pretty bad. And Cultivation, you can channel it to create the 1/1 to ramp. And that's fine. Now I think we're just going to take Planar Incursion. Again, not a particularly good card, but there's not really much choice for us there. Similarly, got to pick up Seven Tail Mentor. Really not much for us in these packs so far. So this is a really medium pack 1. Didn't really see anything that was, particularly powerful other than the Farewell, which is like clearly the best card in our pile so far. So we're definitely going to be blue at this point. We just don't know what else we're going to be. We're still pretty open to all of that. Would preferably be white to enable us to play Farewell, but we'll just have to wait to see if that's going to be possible. Hopefully it's open this pack and we can sort of push our way into it. Yeah, and this is one of my favorite sets. If you haven't drafted it, I highly recommend checking it out on Arena this week. There's so many different things to do, so many different great decks. You're Already Dead is actually not the worst card in the blue-black Ninjas deck. Can be quite good at picking off opponent's creatures. Inventive Iteration is busto and phenomenal card for us to pick up here. So comes down, it's a Saga. You bounce a target creature and then you return an artifact from your graveyard to your hand. If you can't, you draw a card. So you just get to bounce, draw a card, and then you get it over and it's a 3/3, and whenever you cast a spell, your opponents can't cast spells with the same mana value as that spell until your next turn. So really disruptive, great card. There's a Flame Discharge, which is also good. Rabbit Battery is good in the red deck. Moon Circuit Hacker would be great in our deck, and the Modern Age as well is a fantastic card, one of the better commons, but yeah, we're certainly not picking it over Inventive Iteration here. I'm going to go ahead and pick that one up. Now we have a pretty interesting pack here. There's Assassin's Inc., which is good removal, but Twisted Embrace is, funnily enough, actually better because it also destroys target creature or planeswalker, and while it's at sorcery speed, you can actually, there's a few cards that allow you to return enchantments to your hand from the battlefield, and so you can reuse this. It also gives your creatures +1/+1. The card for us here, though, is going to be the Modern Age. We don't have enough ninjas here to make Network Disruptor number 3 better than Modern Age number 1. And even if we did have a lot of ninjutsu, Modern Age is good with ninjutsu as well because you can use it to recycle the loot, which is very powerful. We're going to pick this up and see what we wield from this pack. But yeah, very solid blue start here. And certainly, we're going to look to play white, but it's good that we're quite open. Season of Renewal is a really nice one. There's actually I can't remember what it's called, but it's the big turtle that costs 7, and you can use that and this to effectively loop and gain infinite value because you use the turtle to get this back, and then you choose one or you choose both, and you return the turtle, which is an enchantment, and you get another creature, and you can get infinite value that way if the game slows down. Searchlight Companion is fine. Mnemonic Sphere is fine. Ecologist Terrarium is also fine. I think I'm actually going to pick up the Terrarium here over everything else. I like Season's Renewal, but we don't know we're green. I like Mirror Shell Crab, but given we really don't know what colours we are, I think it's worth picking one up here. It's just going to keep us open and able to play sort of anything here. There's an Intercessor's Arrest in white, there's a Selfless Samurai, and there's a Banishing Slash in white as well. I think I quite like Banishing Slash here. We've got some artifacts. We're starting to build up some enchantments here with Inventive Iteration, Tamiyo's Completion, the Modern Age. And it also destroys tapped creatures, artifacts, and enchantments. And then, you've got the upside there as well. So Banishing Slash is a nice one. And we're certainly still leaning towards Farewell here as our second colour being white. So now we have, I think we can cut these. I think we're going to pick up a Thirst for Knowledge here over Intercessor's Arrest. It's just a draw 3 and discard 2, which is fine. But then if you have artifact cards to discard, like Network Disruptors or Ecologist Terrarium, you only discard 1. The other option for us in this pack, Intercessor's Arrest, is good. We could also take a Greater Tanuki and go down more of a multicolored deck here, but I think Thirst is going to be pretty solid in this deck, and happy to pick it up here. Now, a really interesting pack. I mean, there's a Virus Beetle, which is one of the best black commons. There's a Lethal Exploit, another really good black common. Tamiyo's Completion, but there's a Replication Specialist. Also, Searchlight Companion and Dismal Backwater here. Like both of those. Companion's good with Ninjutsu. It's also just a solid card, but Replication Specialist allows us to duplicate our cheap artifacts, and I'm pretty happy to just pick one up there. Similarly, happy to pick up a Era of Enlightenment here. Scry 2, gain 2 life, get a 2/2 first strike. Just a solid early game play. And now I'm going to pick up the first Sunblade Samurai. It's basically plain cycling when you gain 2 life. It just allows you a little bit more consistency in your deck as well. And if we do end up in a multicolored deck, that's going to be useful. Nothing really here for us. I think I'll just take the Coiling Stalker in case for whatever reason we end up in green. We're not playing anything else out of that pack. Similarly, just going to take Dokuchi Shadow Walker, just a solid black card if we end up there. And now I'm actually going to pick up Mnemonic Sphere. It's good with Inventive Iteration. It's good with Replication Specialist, and it's an artifact to enable the Banishing Slash. Also can discard with Thirst for Knowledge. So yeah, this deck is looking alright. We could use a little bit more removal. I mean, we've got Tamiyo's Completion, we've got Banishing Slash and Farewell, so that's actually pretty decent. And now we're picking up a really late Intercessor's Arrest, which is good. Enchanted Permanent can't attack block, or if it's a vehicle, it can't be crewed. And I've got some decent, we've got Ecologist Terrarium, Modern Age, Inventive Iteration. These are all solid cards, so the deck looks okay. Certainly not, the best deck I've ever drafted in this format, but far from the worst here. Still got pack 3 as well. And with the Terrarium, there's a chance that we can, pick up a splash, but, you'd really prefer to have some of the dual lands before you go into that territory. And something that you could splash is Hinata Dawn Crowned. It's a flying trample 4/4. Spells you cast cost 1 less for each target. Spells your opponents cast cost 1 more to cast for each target. Not worth splashing here, particularly when we've got Behold the Unspeakable, which is one of the best uncommons in the set. Creatures you don't control get -2/-0 until your next turn. If you have 1 or fewer cards in hand, draw 4 cards. Otherwise, scry 2, then draw 2. And then you exile it and you flip it, and it's a flying trample with power and toughness equal to the number of cards in your hand. So Behold the Unspeakable, fantastic card for us here. Very, very happy to pick that one up there. Another card I'm going to be very happy to pick up here is an Imperial Oath. I think we can probably cut. We're probably going to end up cutting this Sunblade Samurai and the Terrarium. Imperial Oath is a little bit unassuming, but it's create 3 2/2 white samurai creature tokens with vigilance. Scry 3 for 6 mana, but this card is a house. Do not underestimate it. It is one of the highest win percentages in the format and a slam dunk pick for us there. Now we have not very much for us. There's a Mobilizer mech, but that's not what we're going to pick. Saurian's Wisdom, and I think we're just going to take another Intercessor's Arrest here. Just shore up some removal. Network Terminal's actually better than it looks. It's an artifact. It fixes, it ramps you, and late game you can use it to filter your cards, but we're not really doing those things in this deck, so it's not going to be worth it for us to pick up. Now there's a Kami's Flare or a second Memnomic Sphere. I think we're just going to take Flare. We're not playing any of these cards. We're not playing the second Sphere. And in some weird world, we could end up playing that there. Now there's an Uncharted Haven. I like this card quite a bit. There's an Armguard Familiar, which I'm not a massive fan of. This just fixes really well. It enters tapped, but you choose the color when it enters and fixes your mana pretty nicely. So we're going to pick that one up. Might look weird that we're taking lands here, but we're taking them over cards that we just wouldn't play. And so I think it's fine to do that. Now, Secluded Courtyard. Again, none of these cards are going to play. So I think we just take Saltwater Cliffs. And, you know, we may end up actually playing this Kami's Flare, playing one mountain, having Ecologist Terrarium, and these two, and have 4 sources for it as well. So certainly a possibility. Bit of a weird pack 3, but I'm pretty happy with this deck. We've got Behold, Invention, and that's another reason we can potentially play this Kami's Flare is, you know, we have the Koi, the Inventive Iteration, Memnomic Sphere, Modern Age, Behold the Unspeakable, Imperial Oath, Descry, and Thirst. So we actually have a lot of ways to get through our deck, and I think we can probably afford to play the one mountain and splash this Kami's Flare. And if we happen to wheel a Hinata, which is, you know, a 3-color card, so it may actually come back, then, you know, it makes that red splash a little bit more appealing. Now we're going to pick up another Banishing Slash here. Super solid card for our deck. We've got enchantments, we've got artifacts, and so we're going to be able to get the upside of that a lot of the time, I think. Nothing really here for us. Befriending the Moths is actually one of the worst sagas. It's still fine, so I think I'm going to pick it up here. You know, can pump your creatures, give them flying, and then you get the 2/4, but you don't get any long-term benefit out of this, and it's probably more of an aggressive deck kind of card than what we're looking for. I'm just going to take Moonfolk, Puzzle Maker, flying 1/4, artifact creature. It's fine. It's nothing special, but, you know, in a pinch, it will do. Same with Go Shintai of Shared Purpose. This can just create unlimited spirit tokens. Again, don't really want to play it, but we might have to play it in a pinch. Now we're just closing out the draft. The other option is to just play one of these disruption protocols here that we've seemingly drafted a million of. So, yeah, pretty happy with that deck. I don't think they were the most powerful packs of Neon Dynasty that I've ever opened or drafted with at a table, but this deck is fine. We can, I think it's going to be tempting given our card advantage. This is a bit of an engine. We have a lot of cards. It's another enchantment. The other option is just Befriending the Moss. And is that just better than Go Shintai? Planar Incision's also potentially fine. It can bounce, you know, your creatures, like it can trigger Behold the Unspeakable, Inventive Iteration again. It's pretty niche though. I think it's going to be... we're not that aggressive, so I don't really want to bring in this Befriending the Moths. I think it's potentially just going to be this counterspell for late game situations. I think it makes sense to have a counter when we're going to be drawing all these cards. We're going to have a lot of mana, and we just want to like lock the game up and play one of those. So that's going to be the deck, and I will see you in game number 1. Alrighty, welcome to game number 1 here. Pretty good hand here. I think it's going to be a keeper. We've got Network Disruptor, Replication Specialist, Kami's Flare. The question here is, do we want to just play Disruptor on turn 1? I think, you know, we actually might want to just keep it for the Replication Specialist because we can create 2 of them. And yeah, now that we've drawn Farewell as well, I think we can just go ahead and ship the turn here. It's worth to keep it. Farewell incentivizes us to not play out our spells. And then if, you know, we do play Replication Specialist on turn 5, we can get Network Disruptor down and get 2 of them. And that's going to be worth more than just going to be worth more than a couple of points of damage. So now I've got Inventive Iteration. So I think we're going to go ahead and ship the turn here. So we can cast this into Replication Specialist, which is going to be nice. So they've got Dragonfly Suit here. So we can invent Inventive Iteration here. And I think it's probably worth doing it. We just get it down. We don't get to bounce anything here, but this, having the Dragonfly Suit down, I'm not particularly worried about. They've got their own Uncharted Haven here, so we're up against an Esper deck. We're going to get a fly down. We're going to get to draw another card. Here comes Spirited Companion. And I think we can just say farewell for if we find ourselves in a sticky situation. It's just a bit of a reset option here. And Living Breakthrough is just an annoying card. So, Mukotai, Soul Reaper here. It's a nice one. They're going to bash in with that Dragonfly Suit. So now we get to draw another card. So Behold the Unspeakable is pretty interesting here. We can give minus... So Crew requires power. We can play Behold, or we can play... So Farewell's actually pretty decent next turn because we can just exile all these artifacts. So I think we potentially just Behold the Unspeakable here. Give them -2. They've got to play another creature, and then we can potentially set up some way of farewelling away these artifacts and having our enchantment creatures stick around to do the work. And also, this is just going to scry 2 and draw 2. We've got a ton of cards in hand. It's going to be a huge flying trample threat. They can get Armguard Familiar down. They're going to activate the Soul Ripper here. And yeah, now I think we're just going to farewell and destroy all artifacts. They can sack this if they want to. They might do it for the damage swing. No, they're not going to. Yeah, so now we get to flip our Inventive Iteration here. Mnemonic Sphere is actually quite good on the current board. Imperial Oath's very nice. And now I think we just want to... So, yeah, what you want to do is you want to not do what I just did. You want to play your planes and you want to destroy all artifacts here to destroy all 3, but we're going to just cast Imperial Oath here. I think we want to bottom all of this. We'll keep Disruption Protocol on top because it's going to be a nice one. And say go. Opponent can't cast 6 drops this turn because of Living Breakthrough. And we're going to be set up next turn. We can still farewell, or we can cast Replication Specialist and hold up Disruption Protocol. Opponent's in a fair bit of trouble here because they can crew all of this and get us down a little bit. Although we can trade for a few of them if we want to, and then we can farewell away all these artifacts. And that's going to be pretty nice. Probably will double block the Soul Ripper here. I don't want to go too low. So they're crewing that. They'll crew the Soul Ripper. They'll crew the Soul Ripper as well. They're going to get a 1/1 colorless pilot vehicle. It's going to take 7. I actually don't think we need to block here. Yeah, because we can farewell away this, and the 3 artifacts here. And they're going to hit us for 7. So we could theoretically just chump here. They might sack that 1/1. I don't think they will though, because they'll want this to crew the Prodigy's prototype here. Might sack like Spirited Companion. If they give it Menace, I don't think we want to double block. I think we just take the damage. Because these have Vigilance as well. So yeah, no blocks from us here. I think we just take 7 down to 6. And then we can farewell away here. And here's Assassin's Ink. So they take down Living Breakthrough. We get Disruption Protocol now, which is going to be great next turn. This comes back. And now I think we just want to... We just want to start by getting in with the team here. The question is, do we want to farewell away all graveyards? I don't think we do. I think we just want to exile all artifacts. Clears away 4 of their cards. Straight 4 for 1. Should have done this, last turn. We lost a bit of life, but we got the Prodigy's prototype as well, so it probably worked out pretty well for us. Now the question is, do we want to play Network Disruptor? I think it's actually worth holding it in hand, because if we play it, Vision of the Unspeakable goes down 1 tick anyway, so the damage is going to be the same, and it's going to potentially clear a blocker here. So here's the fall of Lord Conda. So they're going to get to exile our Vision of the Unspeakable here, which is nice for them. Our turns. Now they get to... Each player gains control of all permanents they control. Okay. So now we're going to play this, but we'll attack first. So they can't see... They can't see that we've got a Replication Specialist in hand. And this is where, Imperial Oath is just an absolute house in this game, because we've got 3 bodies, the Vigilance, 6 power, 6 toughness across 3 bodies. It's incredibly hard to deal with, and then the Scry as well allows you to, it really does allow you to set up your draws nicely. So, yeah, Disruption Protocol, I'm glad we brought it in for this game. Having it in hand is really nice to potentially, counter something on this turn. And we're going to be able to tap down the 1/1 and the Fly Suit. So opponent's getting in here, I think. If they have removal, they should. So do we want to let this resolve? So I think if we counter this, that if we let it, I think we let this resolve. It doesn't necessarily matter if they go to equip it onto the Dragonfly Suit. We can just Kami's Flare it in response. Yeah. So now we just Kami's Flare that and take that down. That resolves. It's going to be our turn now, and we have exactly lethal with Network Disruptor, which I'm very glad we saved this whole time, because we can tap this. Yes. Pay the ward. I'm going to pay that. Auto pay that. Tap down the pilot. Get to combat and swing for Xaxes. So that was a sweet win. Pretty nice draw there. Behold the Unspeakable and Inventive Iteration and Farewell, showing why they're some of the best cards in the set. And I'll see you in game number 2. Alrighty, back for game number 2 here. This hand is definitely a keep on the play. We've got... I think in this hand we actually do want to run out Network Disruptor. The reason for this is we're going to have... Modern Age for banishing slash. So we want to have an artifact and an enchantment here. Also, we're going to have a pretty decent-ish clock. I don't think we need the second disruptor here. So the land and the slash are more important, as is Imperial Oath, and now Moonsnare Specialist. It's going to be very nice on this board. So Kimono faces Kakazan is a good one. So now we want to pitch Island here. Play our planes. And I think we just want to banishing slash the Kimono faces Kakazan. Because we're going to get the 1/1, the 2/2. We take it down. They don't get a +1/+1 counter, which is important for modified. And they don't get the haste 2/2. Now they get Circuit Mender, which is a really nice one. Circuit Mender, when it leaves the battlefield, draw a card. So we can't Moonsnare Specialist that one. But we can just attack in the air. that flyer. We do have the option of, Moon Snare Specialisting, but I think we just want to do that next turn. So now they've got Tempered in Solitude. Whenever a creature attacks alone, exile the top card of your library, you may pay that card this turn. So I think we just want to bash in here with... I'm going to bash with the Disruptor and the Vector Glider. And so now we can't... They've done it before blockers, so they get to take that down. So now they declare blockers. Damage goes in. We'll just Mnemonic Sphere. We're not going to channel it. And we're going to sack it to draw 2 here. Hopefully we just want to hit lands, really. No lands. Okay, so now... Another Tempered in Solitude. So now, opponent's getting in here. So they got land and Network Disruptor. So no blocks from us. They're going to obviously play Disruptor. We can tap our 2/2. We probably just want to play Replication Specialist, I think. Do we want to trade Disruptors here? I think we're pretty happy to. Right, so they let us get in there. Let's go ahead and slam Specialist. Now we're in a pretty decent spot because they can only attack alone with these. That's Synthesizer, Sky Swimmer Koi. So now, they basically have to play it. And now we can bounce the Koi if we want to. So we can search, So actually I think what we want to do here is we want to attack with... If we attack with both, they probably just block the Network Disruptor with the Koi. We hit for 3. Our other option is to just straight up play Moon Snare Specialist and bounce the Sky Swimmer Koi. Our other option is to play our own Sky Swimmer Koi here. Or we can play Terrarium. The other option is to just play Imperial Oath and then do all this next turn. Imperial Oath isn't amazing on this board because they have all these blockers. I think it does allow us to stack our next few draws. So Banishing Slash is good. Thirst for Knowledge is good as well because we get to pitch the Terrarium. So I think let's go ahead and leave Thirst on top. No attacks. There was probably an argument to just leaving Banishing Slash, although I think we're going to Thirst and then slash them. So they can draw and discard. I think our card quality is probably going to be higher in this kind of board state. Lockout here. So they've got more artifacts entering the battlefield. 1 card in hand here. And I think we're just going to... Oh, it's interesting. So I actually think we just want to Thirst and back that we're going to draw a land here. Yep. Now I can pitch the Terrarium, play a land, play Moon Snare Specialist. We're going to bounce the Sky Swimmer Koi here. And then bash in with all of these. The question is, do we want to bash with... I don't think we do yet. I don't think we want to trade one away. I think what we will do is next turn we'll probably Banishing Slash the Circuit Mender and play Sky Swimmer Koi. And we're going to... So Disruptor's coming in. Get a couple of cards here. They get Aki Ronin and they get the Moonfolk Puzzler. So now, this is interesting. We have no enchantments. We have no artifacts. So we can actually exile all these artifacts. All these artifacts and enchantments. So, yep. Farewell, showing why it is one of the most busted cards in the set here. Just absolutely one-side wrathing them, basically. They can play Voltaic Surge. So let's They get to kill one here, but we get to just bash in with the team. So they can try to Spirit for a 2-2. They can Voltaic Surge a 2-2. But we're just bringing the pain, really. So Aki Ronin gets to take down one. We got to put them to 3. And we'll probably... I think we can just run out the Saltwater Cliffs here. In case we draw a 2-drop or something, we're going to want to have played it. So, you know, if we were to draw Kami's Flare. So go Shintai of Wisdom. It's a flying blocker here. But yeah, let's just Banishing Slash the Go Shintai. Yeah, and the opponent's in the writing on the wall there. That's the game. Win number 2, farewell. One of the most busted rares printed. And very lucky to have it in our deck. And I'll see you in the next one. Alrighty, back for game number 3. This hand is a keep. Moonsnare Specialist. Koi. All of these cards are very nice. Era of Enlightenment as well. Happy with this one. We can get this down. Some Modern Age from the opponent as well. So we're both Modern Aging. Now the question is, do we want to play Modern Age or Era of Enlightenment? So Era is really not going to do a ton. Because that 2-3 is going to come down. So I think we probably just want a Modern Age. It's probably more important to get down. It's the blocker. And now I think we're actually going to discard Era here. I think it's quite weak in this board with a 2-3. It's much better on the play. It's probably one of the weaker cards in our deck. And the Unsummon, the Man of War, the Koi, the Specialist, and Flare are all solid options for us. Modern Age is just one of the better commons. This is like one of my favourite sets. This card is just so sweet. You get to loot twice. So Cup of Tech Wrecker here. One of the best commons as well. Best uncommon, sorry. So now I've got a Behold the Unspeakable. I'm going to pitch this Plains. Play our Mountain. And yeah, Cup of Tech Wrecker enters the battlefield with a Death Touch counter on it. Now whenever it deals combat damage, you may remove a Death Touch counter from it. And you can exile target artifact or enchantment that player controls. So I'm going to straight up Kami's Flare this thing. They could easily, they might have some kind of buff. If they do, it's pretty unlucky. Yeah. Tamio safekeeping there. So now they get to absolutely wreck us with Cup of Tech Wrecker is just going to be like it's going to get to just kill our Modern Age. Which is obviously super nice. Probably actually should have done that on their turn, I think. Forgot that Tamio Safekeeping was 1 mana, and that was a card they could have. But usually, in that instance, they almost tapped out. You probably just want to do it on your turn, especially if they're 2 and 3 mana spells. So now they've Inventive Iteration, and they're going to return that to their hand. Okay, so we could actually Moonstare Specialist away the Vector Glider and stop them, because Kappa Tech Wrecker is going to get to... It's going to do some damage to us. Our other option is to just... So we can Moonstare Specialist. We could also just Sky Swim McCoy here, which blocks the board pretty nicely. I think actually, yeah, we just want to Sky Swim McCoy. I was thinking about getting cute and maybe holding up Disruption Protocol, but I think this is just better. That deck seems really good. I mean, Inventive Iteration, Modern Age, Kappa Tech Wrecker. Here comes a Web Spinner Cuff. This one's alright. This one reconfigures for 4. It's a 1/4 Reacher. Very defensive card. It's an artifact. These decks usually want artifacts and enchantments. So now we've got Thirst for Knowledge. So I actually think we maybe just want to pass the turn. Say go here, and we can Disruption Protocol. Oh no, this doesn't cast. We'll just Disruption Protocol whatever's next. That's my bad. I forgot that this isn't a cast effect. This is a... It's going to reconfigure there. Vector Glider's going to come in. No blocks from us. And now we can just Thirst. So I'm going to discard 2 cards here. I think we want to discard the Disruption Protocol. Probably 1 land here. Although Sunblade Samurai might be better than... Sorry. Yeah, I think Sunblade Samurai is going to be worse than Disruption here. So let's keep the Disruption. Moonmaker Puzzle. I'm going to slam Behold the Unspeakable here. So now creatures our opponents don't control. We can attack him with Skyswimmer Koi. That was actually that was a big mistake. This is just the joys of playing this format again. We've let them just cup a Tech Wrecker our bloody Behold the Unspeakable. And they get to replay Inventive Iteration as well. So now they can actually just straight up destroy this, and then Inventive Iteration back the Tech Wrecker. It's a really nice combo. Tech Wrecker is, this game, ever since they saved that Tech Wrecker, they've basically just wrecked us, and we've gone ahead and made that worse, but by how we've played that. So now I think we just need to Moonstance Specialist away the Vector Glider here and hold up Disruption Protocol. Although the genius that I am, this can just straight up block. So I get to draw. So opponent is just wrecking us here. We are punting off this game. I think the only way we can really win this game is with probably Farewell. Is probably the way we can win. Got a few enchantments, but the Tech Wrecker is going to come down. So Fang of yeah, genius. Can't even do this either. So now I've got our own Inventive Iteration here. So we can return the Jukai Preserver to hand. Can also just return Replication Specialist. The problem is the Tech Wrecker will just get us again. We probably do just want to do this anyway. Okay, I forgot that this isn't just double blue. This you have to actually tap an artifact you control to do that. So we can't attack. We have to just say go. Can't hold up Disruption Protocol. This is not how to play the set. This thing, Kamigawa is one of the more complicated sets. It is pretty complex. Very difficult set. There's a lot of cute interactions, a lot of synergy, which makes it very, very fun, but it also makes it difficult to play. If you haven't picked up this set for a while, you're going to make mistakes, so don't beat yourself up too much. And it can be exacerbated as well. I have found that recording and playing is much more difficult than just playing. But it is a learning process, and for those that have sort of been with the channel for a little bit now, really do appreciate you sticking around and persevering through some of those mistakes, and hope you're enjoying the content. So now I think the opponent's probably looking at a way to try and Tech Wrecker our Inventive Iteration and get a third enemy takedown with it. This game's going to be a bit of a slog for the opponent, but I think that they're probably going to get the win here. So I can put that on Jukai Preserver. We have to block here. I would have attacked with the 4. Oh, they can't attack this turn. Sorry, yeah. So now they get the Modern Age down. We can't cast 2-drops until that turn. It's actually not the worst. So we get to draw another card. Okay. So we can cast Replication Specialist, but then we can't cast Protocol. So I think we need to play Moonfolk Puzzle Maker. We get to loot as well. And Imperial Oath. So that's a step in the right direction here. No attacks from us. The Modern Age is going to help them, but we can Disruption Protocol something. We can double block. Living Breakthrough. They probably get to Tech Wrecker us again, because they can just attack with all 3. We don't have, there's no amazing blocks. Like we can trade Preserver with the Preserver with our Skies McCoy can block the Cuff. They might just put Cuff on Preserver, I think is probably the line. Attack with both, and we don't really have any good blocks. Like we can double block. They can bounce the Preserver and kill our Inventive Iteration. I think that's probably what I would do if I was them. That's the other thing is like, yeah, the turn where we didn't get to kill the Tech Wrecker just changed this game. This game is a lot closer if Kami's Flare kills the Tech Wrecker. And that's maybe a sign when they played this just out that they had the Tamiyo safekeeping. Because otherwise, like, you don't really want to play Tech Wrecker. You do want to ninjutsu it out. So the opponent doesn't know you've got it. Opponent just thinking this one through. The thing is, though, is we have Farewell on the deck. So, at the moment, like, there's always a chance. So, Fade into Antiquity here on this. I think we probably just want to Disruption Protocol it. We're going to pay an additional one. We just can't, take the resources. We're going to be down a land. We're not going to be able to do this next turn. So we may as well just do it now. So opponent 3 drops we can't cast. So now again with both. The question is, do we want to let them... Like we could... I think we just... kill this. Because if we let the living... The other option is we just... This is going to die next turn, sort of, no matter what. With the Tech Wrecker. And yeah, I think we need to stop this loop here. So, like, they're gonna flip that... They're going to take that Preserver out of combat here. And, I mean, they could have a Trick and Blast out with the 2-for-1. But they're going to get to do this one last time. Take down Inventive Iteration. I mean, if they've got a Trick, this is just such a blowout. Oh, I'm an idiot. The Trick was on board. Oh, you can channel this card. I completely forgot that was a thing. Yeah, so very nice. Whoopsie daisies. We've got to draw Farewell here if we've got any chance of winning. So let's go ahead and look for Farewell here. Intercessor's Arrest. It's got Banishing Slash. Banishing Slash for the Living Breakthrough. Intercessor's Arrest. It's actually pretty good. Yeah, so I think we want to just pitch this. I don't think we want an Ecologist Terrarium. Let's go ahead and keep the Arrest on top. No attacks from us. Oh, actually, we should have attacked that turn. Oh, no. Moonfolk Puzzlemaker is a good blocker to just block the Tech Wrecker. Because we can slash this Breakthrough, and we can, like, Intercessor's Arrest one of these things. And then we get another 2-2. It's actually interesting. Their board's really good against Imperial Oath, though. Which makes it tough. I mean, Farewell would have been a bonkers draw here because we could take out that 2 flyers. Just start bashing in, but cannot complain. Oh, so Tales of Master Shishiro. Put a 1-1 counter on that. Yeah, we don't have any blocks for that. But now we're going to get to... I think we... Intercessors Arrest this. We banish this. And we just pray. Oh, so Acquisition Octopus. That's a nice little one there. Because now we can't cast any of these spells. Basically have to Banishing Slash this. And we can't cast either of these because of this effect. So yeah. Opponent's going to get in here with... Tales of Master Shishiro is going to do some work. They're going to suit up the old Vector Glider. This is a 5-5 Vigilance Haste. Oh my lord. So they get to draw a card, or we can chump block with... I think it's worth chump blocking here. Just for our life total. So Uncharted Haven, not good. Let's go ahead and get this. Go ahead and play this for blue because of Replication Specialist. I mean, now it's really just going to be, can we draw Farewell or not and jam out a win? It's pretty unlikely, obviously. You know, like 1 in 14. Oh my god, they've got Season of Renewal as well. So this now is just, it's almost impossible for us to win. Unless we like draw exactly Farewell this turn, we can exile everything. They're going to play everything down as well, which is good for us. We probably have, yeah, exactly 1 turn cycle to draw Farewell. Otherwise, it's farewell to this game. So they're doing everyone up. So they've only got a Jukai Preserver in hand. You can reconfigure. We can't kill either. So let's just go ahead and double chump here. Maybe we get another turn. So we want to do it like this. Replication Specialist. Play Network Disruptor. Copy it. I mean, so now we get to block like chump chump. So they've probably got the turtle in their deck as well. So if they ever get that, they can start channeling it to return Season of Renewal and do that awesome loop I was talking about in the draft. But yeah, their deck's sweet. Green blue is probably my favorite deck in the format. You can do like green blue and play like a multicolored deck as well, which is really sweet. The possibilities in this format are honestly endless. It's so sweet. There's so much play to it. Like you saw the Inventive Iteration, Tech Wrecker Loop has just wrecked us, and so many cute little pockets of synergy like that in this format that make it really fun. And then there's like the Red Black Sacrifice artifact theme deck, which is, you know, busted, really good when it comes together, and it's like a highly synergistic deck. Oh my god. So Tamiyo completed Sage. Super sweet. You can create copies of cards in your graveyard, and then you can also, you know, tap creatures. You can make Tamiyo's spellbook. So now, I mean, I think we just chump like this. They're going to channel here. I think even if we draw Farewell now, Tamiyo will actually just beat us. So Tamiyo's, yeah, so I think we have to just cycle this because our only out is Farewell. Let's go ahead and channel. Good game to the opponent. It's a tough one. Made a few mistakes, but I think, yeah, I don't think we were winning that in the long run unless we drew Farewell, but I'll see you in the next one. Alrighty here. Game number 1. Got the Haven, Terrarium. Yeah, I think this hand's going to be a keeper. I think we just play Uncharted Haven for red to start things off. And then we can go and get, I think, probably a blue with Ecologist Terrarium. Definitely a blue now. Go and cycle this for blue. Go get a blue. Now I've got all our colours. Got completion. That's a nice one. I think we just play out Disruptor now so that we can get Moonstare Specialist in. And we're not going to sack the Terrarium. Probably just play this on whatever they play. So they're playing nothing. Okay. So Era of Enlightenment. I think we just start off by getting a Network Disruptor. play out error. Get this one going. The Scry 2 is going to be nice here. Farewell. Have to put the land on the bottom. Definitely want to keep Farewell on top. Greater Tanuki. That's fine. Yeah, definitely want to put the land on the bottom. Like, we're going to draw a land at some point. We don't need it to be rapid. We just don't want to flood out. So here comes Shrine Steward. So they get to get an aura or a shrine card in their hand. So it'll be interesting to see what they get. They get Tamiyo's Completion. Okay, that's good. We want to keep our Moon Snare Specialist now. So we could Kami's Flare here, but I think given we've got Era of Enlightenment and we've got Farewell, there's just no need to. Now actually I think we just make a 2/2 flyer here. We just want to start, bashing in. And 2/2 flyer, a little Windrake, not a bad one. And there's no need to specialist. Whatever they Tamiyo's Completion we can get. We've got Kami's Flare as well. So this is sort of that deck. Like they have 4 color here. They've got green, blue, black, red, and white. For the full 5 color, Gifted Growth. So now they can put the 1/1 counter on target creature. And we're going to go ahead and Kami's Flare that in response here. They might have something here, but if they want to use it to save their Shrine Steward, that's fine by me. Okay, so they've got their own Kami's Flare. So we're trading flares. Imperialites. Now, I wish I had the the land. We're just going to ship. But we can specialist if we want to return this and flip it. They've got Completion. See, and this is where, Imperial Oath's so good, because... Okay, so here's Colossal Sky Turtle. It's got Ward 2. So they can discard it, and it basically sets up, a whole bunch of stuff that you can do with your deck here. So Network Disruptor. So I think, we're just going to Disruptor it. It's got Ward, man. I really wish we had that land. Oh. So we can't complete it because... So let's go ahead and just cast this. Tap it. Pay the ward cost. Bit of an unfortunate turn for us. Not being able to do any of those things that we would want to do. Now they've got the big Sky Turtle in play. So yeah, this is the one that you can channel it to return Season of Renewal from your hand, and then once you do that, you get you Season of Renewal it back, and you get anything else you want back as well. So it's a really nice one. Let's go ahead and bash with both here. Let's go ahead and Moon Snare Specialist in. I think we actually want to return this Hand of Enlightenment to look for our land. So in comes Moon Snare. Going to bounce the Colossal Sky Turtle. We'll pay the ward cost here. Just start whacking in. Opponent has no plays, so yeah, if they had some more plays, they've drawn a lot of land. They could have really tempoed us out here, but now they get their Sky Turtle in. It would have been nice to have Disruption Protocol up for it, but can't win them all. And now I think we just straight up, we need to just complete this thing. Complete it, play the ward cost, get it down, loses all abilities, we tap it, and we hit for 3. And now I can set up Imperial Oath next turn and hopefully close the match out. And that completion's been very awkward because they might have to complete the Moonsnare Specialist here, and then we're gonna Imperial Oath them. All our little shitters are not really the best targets for Tamiyo's Completion, whereas the big Sky Turtle is a fantastic one. So wow, opponent really flooding out. They've drawn 10 lands. Fade into Antiquity. Yeah, so now if they like completion... Oh, I mean, we can Banishing Slash it. So we could just Banishing Slash... Yes, actually... No, we can't do that. I think we just want to get in here for 3 and then Imperial Oath. And then next turn we can look to set up a win with, you know, Farewell. I think we want Intercessor's Arrest. I don't think we want Memnomic Sphere. Actually, Memnomic Sphere in this spot, it's still a 2-for-1. At this stage of the game, it's probably worth it. Yeah, so we can Farewell, exiling all enchantments. Like, they might have to Tamiyo's Completion on something here, and you know, we're going to get to 2-for-1 then with Farewell. Or we can just Banishing Slash away the turtle. I think they probably do need a completion. Like, it's not appealing, but you're at 8 life. Like, if you're not doing it now, you're just going to cop so much. And they, by not completing the Moonstare Specialist, they've just really, really cost themselves here. Maybe they're holding it in case we've got Farewell, but yeah, we're certainly just Farewelling now. Exiling all enchantments. Exile all graveyards. Because this kind of deck has a lot more benefit to get from graveyards than we do. They can now Tamiyo's complete something, but yeah, the writing's on the wall for them. 3-1, and I'll see you in game number 4. Alrighty, back for game number 5 here. Bit of an interesting hand. We've got Sunblade Samurai to channel for a land, Banishing Slash, Disruptor and Specialist. I think this is a keep. I think it's a little bit awkward given we don't have a blue land, but I think we just got a back that we'll draw into it. Banishing Slash is going to be good against that. There's the blue land. So now I think we just want to play this and say go. We'll just do this at end step, and it gives us the option of Banishing Slashing the Dockside Chef. Dockside Chef's a really nice engine card. It's an enchantment by itself, which is great. You can sack an artifact or a creature to draw a card, which is phenomenal. And in these black-white decks or other decks, especially if you can create residual artifacts, it can be very, very strong. So we're going to go ahead and gain some life, find a plains, see what we draw. So Tamiyo's Completion. See, I think actually here we're going to just... Because we could Network Disruptor and then complete something the turn after and then Banishing Slash the next turn. Yeah, I think getting this little guy down, setting up for the Banishing Slash to be a 2-for-1 is going to be nice. I think it's going to be the way to go, especially against like black white. It's quite a grindy deck, especially now that we're seeing blue. These Esper decks, it's going to be a bit of a grind off in terms of value, and slowly winning that attritional battle is going to be important to winning this one here. So yeah, so now we can play land. Beautiful thing about Tamiyo's Completion is it's got flash. Bash it in. The awkward thing is like Dockside Chef can sack whatever we complete, so we kind of need to chain this well here. Target opponent exiles a creature they control. Okay, so we are going to Debt to the Kami. Just have not seen that one in a long time. I think we almost just want to slash this now. We don't have any artifacts. We just want to use our mana. We've got the completion. And like, if we complete something else, then they're just going to... Yeah, okay. So, Long Reach of the Night. Fuck. This one... this one is absurd. Oh, no, we get to just not do it. That's right. Because, yes. I think this used to be bugged on Arena, and you used to have to discard a card. So now we just get to decline. Yeah, because each opponent sacrifices unless we discard. So, AO, go away, AO. We do not want any part of that. Opponent's deck is very nice. Now we're going to do this for blue. Not drawing any land here is tough, but they get this. So yeah, Long Reach of the Night, if they have 2 creatures, I mean, it is busted. You sack 2 and then you get a 0/4 menace, and when it attacks, you get plus X plus 0, where X the number of creature cards in our graveyard. Yeah, really, really nice one. So let's go ahead and play Replication Specialist here. Disruption Protocol probably should actually get cut from this deck, I think. So we're just... Debt to the Kami is not one that I've really seen played a lot. I guess it kind of makes sense when you've got the Animus. Maybe they had a weird late swing into white for AO and they had to play some of this more janky stuff, but it can be alright with, there are things that make it decent. So now we can play Skysu McCoy. I am keen to just keep playing out creatures here a little bit because I don't want the opponent to get the feeling that we have Farewell and we'll fall behind. And also, it's possible we just outrace them here if they don't have anything. Looks like they have a ton of removal as well, so they might just burn all their removal. And they're attacking us with a 1/4. It's also the creatures they currently have, Farewell, is just a 1/1 removal with their enchantment, and we can play Imperial Oath potentially. So yeah, let's go ahead and see if they kill Skysu McCoy here, which looks like they will. So it could counter that. I think it's fine to let that resolve, because if they have any creatures, we might just Farewell them next turn. So we can Farewell to just destroy all creatures and exile all graveyards. So strange to cycle that there. Do they have the Invoke, the white Invoke? I can't remember what the white Invoke does. Oh no. Does it... Oh, I cannot remember what that does. Okay, no, so Mirror Shell Crab. Okay. Yeah, so now we're going to scroll one of these to the bottom. We're going to keep the other one on top. Oh, so, yeah, we cannot lose this game. We're just going to exile all creatures, all graveyards. Done. We're going to keep our creature because it's not a creature yet and it will be next turn. And now... we can bounce anything, counter it eventually. Long Reach of the Night. We're going to decline here. We can discard a card next turn. So now we can just, I think, Imperial Oath. Probably want to... Don't really want Thirst for Knowledge. Don't really want this. Pretty happy with another Intercessor's Arrest on top. And now we can... I think playing the island's actually worth it. We can sack a 2/2. The extra mana is going to be useful, given, we can play Inventive Iteration and Disruption Protocol. We can also do the Inventive Iteration and Behold the Unspeakable Loot as well. Looks like opponent's going to kill our Vision of the Unspeakable though, so... Yeah, so they're going to exile that. We get 2 2/2s. They get that own Behold the Unspeakable. Okay. Okay. So now... we just get to bash. We can't do anything this turn. We can return something. I don't really want to return anything. I think we just say go. I think we say go. They're going to get to draw a bunch. They get to draw 4 cards. Oh, Behold the Unspeakable is so sick in late game situations. So land. And the other, we're going to counter something, but only counter the important things, given we've got 2 removal spells and Moon's Specialist and Inventive Iteration here. So, yeah, Long Reach of the Night. That's going to kill 2 of our creatures. That's getting countered for sure. They've got... Is that triple Long Reach of the Night they've got? Yeah, so one there, triple long reach of the night. This deck is really sweet. They've got that, they've got AO, they've got Dockside Chef, they've got all these debt to Kamis. They're just going off. So Kami's Flare. I think we just want to Intercessor's Arrest this Animus Reach. And the question is, do we want to get this going? I think we probably do, just to start drawing some cards here. Return up to one target creature or planeswalker. Actually, no, we're going to say go, because what we're going to do is we're going to Kami's Flare the Behold the Unspeakable. We should have attacked as well. Oh my god. Another Behold the Unspeakable? It's just sick. Two on a fewer cards in hand, draw 4 cards. Okay. I mean, it resolves. It's going to be really hard to beat this. They should have played this after the... I mean, they can attack now with both, I guess. Yeah, it's just going to be incredibly hard to beat this. We do need to kill it, though. So we can just Kami's Flare the 1/1. We don't have any blocks. So Era of Enlightenment. Get this one down. I think we're just going to need to Inventive Iteration here. Just to actually get some stuff going. Pitch these in the bottom. We just need to start like matching the card advantage here. And we're going to have Intercessor's Arrest for the big flyer. I mean, they're just drawing 4 here, so card is just so busted. I remember when the format first... I was channeling that. Wow, okay. When the format first came out, this card would go around the table and would go pretty late, and then people realized, like, holy moly, this thing is just absurd. To have 2 in a deck is just insane. And same with Animus of Night's Reach. I mean, it's just such a good card. We'll block one of these because Moonstare Specialist can deal with these pilots, so happy to trade. Also don't want them having like... Oh, here we go. So now they've found their Imperial Oath. We've only got 10 cards in library, so they do have to find a way to win. We get to draw. We get gain 2 and draw 2 here. Modern Age is a nice one. So let's start by Modern Aging. Draw a card. Pitch a land. And we're just going to play a Moonstare Specialist and bounce a 2/2 here. Intercessor's Arrest is going to deal with this massive flying trampler. Our other creatures will deal with the board. And then Terrarium. It's going to be Dees. Befriending the Moths. Nice. So it is just opponent Saga Battle off here. We'll 100% block here. We're going to get some creature reinforcements down now. We just don't want to lose too much life. Banishing Slash. Okay. So now I think... Let's pitch the Terrarium. Let's play the Mnemonic Sphere. I can't cast 2-drops now. We can Banishing Slash this 3/3. That seems good. Yeah, I think we want to Banishing Slash you. Goodbye. And then we say go. Because next turn we can sack this end step. They can hit us for 3 this turn, but we're going to get Modern Age down. So this has just been an absolute attritional battle. There is no way we're blocking here. So let's activate this. some lands. Okay, Network Disruptor. So I think we just want to hold the land here. Could disrupt the 2/2. It's really worth just bashing with everyone. If they want to trade a 2/2, that's fine. Enlightenment has first strike. We can hold Disruptor for a blocker. Another intervention. Okay. Say go. Probably don't have anything. Alright, so now they get the Moths. How many cards they have in library? They've got 7. They've got 11 lands on the battlefield. No lands in their exile. No lands here. So it's likely they have 6 lands. Okay. Lethal exploit there. It's likely they have 6 lands in their deck. I think we just want to hold here. It's likely, so they have 6 lands left. They've got 10 cards in hand. So they've likely got 4 spells. We've got 1 in the bin. We've got 8, 10, 11. So we've got, yeah, we're very likely to just draw a lot of land here. So we're going to just try and hold and hope they draw out. Oh, Thundersteel Colossus. That's probably going to do it. I mean, that one is just a massive, massive endgame here. This was a really sweet game. I hope you enjoyed this one. We can't block here. It's going to be tough here. That's a good game to the opponent. Something like that, I thought they probably had most of their haymakers, but they had a really, really nice deck. We are 3-2, and I'll see you on the next one. Alrighty, welcome back for game number 6 here. Mnemonic Sphere, Network Disruptor, Moon. Yeah, this is going to be a keep. Like, I think this is definitely a hand you could think about mulliganing, but, you know, if we get to go Disruptor, Enlightenment, Puzzle Maker, that's great. If we get to go Disruptor, Sphere, Puzzle Maker, also great. And we're going to get to do the much better one. We're going to Disruptor. And I think here, like, we want to, this kind of hand where you've got more of a tempo, more of a curve, you actually do just want to run out your Disruptors. Disruptor really probably hasn't been that great in this deck. When we took them, you're taking them to look for upside, but we've ended up in much more of a control build that doesn't have the ninjutsu, and so the card doesn't get as good in that deck. So this is really one of those formats where it does matter what. So now I've got a question of Modern Age or Enlightenment. And Scry first or Modern Age? I think we probably just want an Era of Enlightenment to start with here. Get the Scry going. And we'll leave Imperial Oath on top. It's just so solid, we want to draw it. And then we'll get in with the 1/1. Yeah, as I was saying, like, you've got to adjust your pick order in this format based on what you've drafted, what you're drafting. You can't just say, okay, Network Disruptor is really good. I'm gonna have Network Disruptor in my deck. It's got to be a little bit more rigorous than that. You've got to be thinking about, how does this card fit in my deck? How have I drafted around it with other cards, etc. So now we can attack or we can hold back. And I think we just want to hold back here because we can double block with Disruptor and Puzzle Maker and potentially take one of these down before Enlightenment comes down as a first striker to hold the board. And what we're also going to be looking to do is Modern Aging here. So when it enters the battlefield, you put it... Yep, okay. So put it on itself. That's fine. We can block that. So yeah, now we're going to exile this, return it to the battlefield. So we could Modern Age. I think we just want a Modern Age to start. draw and discard. Because if we draw like planes, we'll pitch the island. So we'll pitch Disruptor. Now we just cast Memnomic Sphere. And say go here. Because if we drew like the planes, we could actually like Banishing Slash Jukai Naturalist. But I think we actually want to just sort of hold here and save the slash for something more problematic. We're going to be drawing a lot of cards off the sphere and potentially getting up to Oath. And these ground creatures, aren't going to be the biggest problem for us. It's going to get lifelink. I mean, I'll 1-for-1 for a trick here. That's fine. If they want to like channel or if they want to, boost it. Yeah, okay. So 7-Tail Mentor. It untaps. We traded the Boon of Bossage for it. That's fine. When this dies as well. So, yeah, the lifelink 2-3. Okay, so we're in a pretty good spot here. We're going to get to draw. No, wow. This is a really interesting pitch decision. I think it's going to be Intercessor's Arrest over all these other cards. Potentially we should have just sphered before, actually. Now I can just sphere to draw 2. There's another Arrest. So we don't really want to play Arrest before we play Farewell. A bit awkward here. So we could just Arrest here. Let's see, if they attack, we can trade the 2-2 for the 2-3. I think we're happy to just pass the turn for one more turn here. We do need to draw another planes because Banishing Slash and Farewell require it. So we've got 6 more in the deck. We've also got the Terrarium. Yeah, but we can take a hit here. I mean, we can just this turn, if we don't draw it, we can just Arrest this thing. Okay, so Inventive Iteration, that's nice. Now we can just, bounce this thing. We're going to get to draw. They're going to have to spend that turn casting this again. We're going to get to... Oh, we should have been hitting with Disruptor, actually, this whole time. They're at 31, though. I mean, that's not how this game's going to go. So we can get in here. Vector Glider can start getting in next turn. We can Oath. We've got to try and create a situation where that makes sense. It doesn't really make sense. It may actually make more sense to just, Imperial Oath and save our... So no blocks there. We do need to stem the tide a little bit here. So probably just going to Imperial Oath. Yeah, we'll return Memnomic Sphere here. So could just Intercessors Arrest the 3-4. But I think it's just better to just Imperial Oath. And just really gum the board up against their board. Sky Screamer Koi is good. Kami's Flare, not good. Let's just set it up like this. And attack in the air with our flyers. And we're just going to gum the board up here. And just ride these flyers home to victory, hopefully. Befriending the Moths, okay. So that's annoying. So it may have been that we weren't meant to cast Inventive Iteration. This is pretty annoying. So we got the 3-3. Because we can just Sky Swimmer's Koi. We can Arrest the 3-4. They can hit us for 3. Yeah, I think I like this line here. Let's just Arrest the 3-4. Play the Memnomic Sphere. They can't cast 2s or 3s now. There's going to be a fair bit of that deck. We don't really want to... We can attack like this. Sort of like if they want to attack with the Mentor, we can trade the Living Breakthrough for the other ones if we want to. Yeah, now they have to attack with that, which means we have a much better attack on the ground as well. And we can actually just banish this 7-Tail Mentor if we want to. We can just banish the Befriending the Moss before they even get it down. Probably going to draw first, I think, off the Sphere. Samurai can give them indestructible as well, so we've got to watch out for that with when we're trading. It's awkward for them because like they can attack for 3 points here, but then we get to get in with all our 2/2s, which is obviously a fair bit of damage and starts piling pressure on them. And also if they attack, we can Banishing Slash. They don't know we have Banishing Slash, but that's going to get us another 2/2, and then we can Koi. We probably crack Sphere though before we get Koi down. Yeah, here comes the 3/4. It's getting in. Does get lifelink. We don't have any blocks. What are they going to play? So maybe they don't have anything. They're always going to have a prior because of the Selfless Samurai. I think we just want to crack this to see like what we're sort of drawing. Tamio's Completion. Let's play this for red. Well, let's just exile. We'll do that after actually. I think we just want to ship in here with the squad. No blocks. Go ahead and Banishing Slash this. They can sack the Samurai, but they lose their lifelink ability, which is pretty nice. I think we still get the 2/2, even if they do. Roaring Earth. Okay. So Roaring Earth has created the land 3/3 here, but still got some. Okay. Opponent coming in here. I think we can just block here, take 3, and force the sack of the Samurai. Still just get to take out 1 Samurai. Or 2 Samurai. Okay. So now Behold. Behold's nice. I think Behold's a next turn play though. We can just complete the 5/5 here. And then Sky Swimmer Koi. They can't cast anything. We hold back, I think, given how low we are, and set up for a Behold the Unspeakable turn. We'll trade Sky Swimmer Koi for the land. Now we just want to play out land. Play this one out here. Behold the Unspeakable is going to get to draw us 4. We can attack here with all of these guys. They get to block 1. Because we've got to start pumping some damage through here. They can attack with the 1/3, but we'll block the error. It's just an insect, that's not a samurai, so Exemplar is not going to be great here. We get to draw 4 cards. No, we get to draw 2. Sorry, scry 2. Effectively the same thing though here. Disruption Protocol is a good one. As is Ecologist Terrarium, because we get to make Sky Swimmer Koi a 4/4. How many cards have we scryed to the bottom? Actually, it's probably worth doing that. Get a basic mountain. Loot here. Loot away mountain. Play a land. Sack this onto Koi. And then I think just bash with just Koi here. Hold the team back. And get ready to, like, we can Disruption Protocol anything. We've got Behold the Unspeakable. We could attack with more. I think we're fine for now, just holding. I'm happy to trade Living Breakthrough. I'd rather just trade these. So they can kill Vector Glider here. And now we get our big 4/4 Trampler. We can just bash with our own 4/4 here. And opponent's going to die pretty quickly now. Disruption Protocol will take out, the next thing that they cast. If it's irrelevant, yeah, they control a lot of artifacts and enchantments. So let's pay to counter that. And writing on the wall, 4 and 2. That's a nice little dub. And we'll see you in the next one. Alrighty, back for the next one here. Game number 7. This hand's going to be a keep. We've got all our colours. We've got an Arrest, Behold, and Puzzle Maker. So this hand is pretty good. Just got to draw another island and we'll be all set. Modern Age. Going to be a slow start from the opponent, which suits us just fine, given our hand. Yeah, I think this hand looks like it's probably going to be one of those ones where you want to sort of slow roll and just maybe rely on Farewell to wipe your opponent out a little bit. But yeah, I think so pitching Moonstare Specialist is a little bit scary. But we will get to Puzzle Maker here, which is going to block the 2/3s quite nicely. And also they've got 2 enchantments on the battlefield so far. Blue-White is a very enchantment-based deck, so it's going to be possible that they play out cards that Farewell can just wreck them on a one-sided basis. So right now, Farewell's a 3-for-1. That's great for us. We can probably just even play, can think about playing Network Disruptor, although we probably just want to hold. Ideally, we draw something like Mnemonic Sphere or some other card, like Oath is always a good draw, but I'm just going to go ahead and ship the turn here. There's no rush for us. I've got Farewell in hand. We just need to draw one more land here. So they're discarding Network Disruptor as well. So let's go ahead and block. And now, okay, so Surge Tekkamech. So let's just go ahead and Terrarium here to get our next blue. We could Network Disruptor and just have it for a chump. I think that's just a little bit obvious here. So let's go ahead and end the turn. We're going to Farewell them. I mean, we're going to get 4-for-1 value. If they don't run anything out, that's fine. They're probably going to you're going to hit us for 7. They might play something now. No, they don't. Okay. So now we just Farewell. We need to get artifacts, creatures, enchantments, and graveyards. They have a counterspell here. Kudos to them. They don't. We wreck them. And now we can set up the Imperial Oath. Well, they've got their own Imperial Oath, but we can set one up too. So we're going to Imperial Oath. We'll probably want to look for a land so that we can Air of Enlightenment, Behold the turn after. But yeah, we'll probably trade all our Samurais for their Samurais. Just given where we're at in the game. It's still possible we could lose this game. Like, Imperial Oath is such a good card, and they've gone 3 top, so they know something. they've got a good draw coming. So Banishing Slash is probably good here. We probably want to draw a land first. We probably want to draw a blue land. We want to go like blue land, leave Banishing Slash on top, and say go, I want to say. Because we've got the Disruptor, so we can make Banishing Slash a 2-for-1. We want to be playing lands sort of most turns here. Opponent has hit... Yeah, I'm a bit worried here, but we kind of have to block. They could very easily have something here, but they don't. Okay, so we clear the battlefield. They have Mothrider Patrol here. It's going to play out land. I think we just play Behold. Probably actually should have played Air of Enlightenment first, but that's fine. They can tap something. We're going to get to Air of Enlightenment here. Scry 2. Banishing Slash is good. Network Disruptor is not good. Go away. Now we can like Koi Disruptor and Slash next turn. Seems pretty good. I'm going to gain 2. Scry 2 again. Do we want to land? No, I think we're good for land now. Just want to draw action. End of Iteration is good. So I think we can play Sky Swimmer Koi. Play our Network Disruptor and loot this land away. I mean, yeah, if they want to tap that, I'm fine with that. I mean, they knew we were going to tap. I think given we've got an arrest, I think we do just want to slash here. It's just going to give us gas. Like, it's going to start building pressure on the opponent here. And now we can say go. Because maybe we should have actually played land next. If we draw another land, we can Inventive Iteration, bounce back, Behold the Unspeakable, play it again. We're in a pretty good spot though. Like, we've got 5 threats on the board. The opponent's got 4 cards in hand. We've got some decent answers here. Modern Age is really nice. Like, if they've got lands in hand, they're going to get to loot them away. So, that's a nice one. Moonstare Specialist, bounce out 2-2. Also a nice one. So we get punished now for not casting our spells well. Playing our land, sorry. So we could Inventive Iteration and return the Unspeakable here. The other option is to just arrest it. What's our other option? I think we can just attack. I think just attacking here is actually just fine. Keep our options open. We can always Inventive Iteration it back next turn as well and make that play. And we get to get a hit in that way. I think given we've got the upper hand here, we can afford to sort of slow roll our play here and maximize the value and Inventive Iterationing back something is going to be... And yeah, we get punished a bit there. They get to do that. So we can Inventive Iteration. I can actually do it back to the Network Disruptor here to cycle something, which I kind of like. Yeah, if we only did that last turn, we would be in a very good spot. So now I think we just attack. I want to Inventive Iteration now, I think. Get back Disruptor. Play Disruptor. And now I get to tap this. We get to cycle and get Kami's Flare, which is good. And we can say go. Because now I can Kami's Flare that Modern Age on their end step. If we want to. We're going to get to draw 2 next turn. So I think we're still in the box seat here. It's just that if we had played that land, we would have got to make the Event of Iteration play, and we would have been just generating so much more value. Yeah, we're not blocking the specialist there. Maybe we're actually meant to, though. I get to get this in. We have to kill that now. We don't want them drawing cards off that. It's a bit of a threat. We can arrest this 2-3 here. Oh, I'm a moron. Oh, my God. Oh, the first time playing back again. Yeah, you can't do that because they can just cycle the ninjutsu. So they just eat out Kami's flare. They get to do it all. Ninjutsu is such a sweet ability. You forget how powerful it is. Oh, it's just terrible for me. Yeah. Okay. Let's get our game face back on here. Let's just lay down our flyers now. Oh, God. No attacks. We want them to play the Moonsnare Specialist because we don't want them bouncing everything. We've really let them back in. This set is complicated. We're going to be able to get the blockers out of the way. We want them to play the Specialist now. Okay, so Replication Specialist takes the business. We need them to play their Moonsnare Specialist before we start playing these arrests. So Sky Swimmer's Koi can get in. We say go. They can't really block our bounce our Living Breakthrough because we just get all the value back. Well, they could do that. Alright. Now they can get in with the Net Vector Glider. No blocks from us. But if they just bounce this and bounce something, I'm pretty chill with that. They might like Moonsnare Specialist. Oh, another circuit. Moon Circuit Hacker. Okay. Sweet. Kudos to them. Era of Enlightenment. It's going to be a grind. It's going to be a grind. We are going to get in the air for 4. Can banish something now, actually. We've got Banishing Slash is good. Do we want to banish Replication Specialist or Living Breakthrough? I think probably Replication Specialist here. Let's banish this. Create a 2-2. And get in here. Sort of just the race is on at this point. Wonder if it's worth just double arresting. I think in a strange way it actually is. Let's just go ahead and just arrest everything. Because now that they can bounce one of them, but we can stop them from getting through ninjutsu. It's pretty risky. We probably should have left another blocker back if we wanted to go this line. This game has not been played perfectly either. Here's the Modern Age. That kind of limits them from a mana perspective. Also, like if they attack, they're in a pretty dangerous spot with just the pressure that they're facing in the air. They've got 7 damage in the air, 2/2/2s that they need to block. So potentially they can't really go for that line. But yeah, the double, this definitely prevents them. Okay, so they pitch the Specialist. If they have like Farewell, they just wreck us here. Doesn't feel like Farewell. No, okay. Turn Replication Specialist. Okay, that's good. Because now they've used that. Okay. So let's go ahead and get in here. Ship with the team. We're going to get to Rep Specialist, the Mnemonic Sphere. Hit them for 6. We're going to have draw 4. That's really nice. I can take 8 here if I want. seems risky. Got something in hand, maybe. Blue, one blue. Can't remember anything for one blue in this set. Okay, so they're letting us get in. They could like maybe flicker this. It's just going down to one. Okay. I think we just want to replicate. Maybe we should have held. Oh my. Oh no, it's fine. It left saltwater cliffs. Oh, I thought it tapped horribly and we couldn't copy this. I'm gonna pay that. I'm gonna decline these because we're getting to the point where decking, is a live thing. So we don't want to draw too many. We're already going to draw 4 here. So I think opponents pretty much got to have, like, we lose to Farewell. I think we lose to that. Farewell, like, they get to exile our enchantments as well. So it would destroy us. But, yeah, let's just see. If they don't have it, I think if they have it, they just slam it. Here, you would just exile everything except you just exile creatures and artifacts. And then you would be left with the Modern Age, and you would like hopefully claw that one back to victory, and we wouldn't have any draws. So maybe that's an argument there to not playing Memnomic Sphere, is that Farewell's probably the only card that can beat us. And you hold Memnomic Sphere so that you can cash it in for 2 cards and have 3 cards the next turn. But I think, there's some possibility scenarios in which, we want the Memnomic Sphere, and here we're going to attack with our 3 flyers. What opponent's doing here? Might be like... It's been a long time since I've played this set, so there are some cards I just cannot remember. March of the Swirling Mist as an additional cast for exiles. To X target creatures phase out this turn. Okay, let's crack one of these. Have we played Disruption Protocol yet? I think we want to do this again. I'm going to crack this. Because if we hit Disruption Protocol, we could Thirst. No, okay, so they phase out. Until the start of its controller's next turn. So, okay. Let's go ahead and play Island. How much mana do we have? We have 7 mana. Okay, so we can't bounce and play this. I think we just say go. Here. Actually, we just attack with this. And we complete this. Because that means they have to block. They trade. We're much less of a threat of them. Much less of a threat of them. We should have done that in the other order. We should have played it and then attacked. But yeah, much less of a threat of them killing us somehow this turn. They got a 1-1. We've got all these flyers. Oh my god. Kyoto Soul of Kamigawa. What the hell? This is crazy. This match is insane. Okay. End turn. Go. They get another flyer. We've got Moonsnare Specialist. So we're going to get to bounce Inventive Iteration. Back to our hand. Bounce Kyoto. Attack in the air and win, I think. That's the win. 5-2. That was an absolute banger of a game. And I'll see you right back in a second for the next one. Alrighty. Welcome back for game number 8 here. 5-2. Playing now to try and set up the trophy here. I think we're going to run out Disruptor. Probably cycle away the Samurai for our 5th land for Farewell. Also the fact that it gets us our 2nd planes is pretty important. If we draw planes, we won't cycle it, but I think it just makes sense at the time. Sort of shore up that we can do that. Reality Chip, really nice one there from the opponent. Yeah, we're definitely going to want to get... Yeah, so this one, you may look at the top card of your library anytime. As long as Reality Chip is attached to a creature, you may play lands and cast spells from the top of your library. So Reality Chip, one of my favorite rares in the set. It is just a busted card. Awesome art. Like, look at it. It's so cool. It's just like this little house tentacle. Speaking of busted cards here, Reality Chip into Fable of the Mirror Breaker. I mean, wow. This is going to be a busted card off here. Fable is disgusting. This has walked many formats. It is one of the best rares in the set for limited as well, unsurprisingly. We're going to go and get in. We're going to get a little helicopter here. Pick up a Network Disruptor and bounce this token making horror. At least we take down that bit. They get to draw and discard. They get to return it. And Reflection of Kiki Jiki. I mean, so good. Create a token that's a copy of another target non-legendary creature except it has haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So, yeah, Fable's good. We're going to be relying on Farewell here to do a lot of work. We're going to have to try and set up it in a way that it doesn't make it super obvious that we have Farewell. I think probably do that by playing Network Disruptor. We want to hold the Koi. Nice from the opponent there. Although they're pretty low now. Like, they've played a lot of cards. So I think we can just run out Disruptor. We'll trade this. Let's just, I don't know, tap Fable of the Mirror Breaker for lols. They get to exile this. Come back. They can't use it this turn. They can use it next turn. So they maybe play out some stuff. They're probably just going to cast Hook Reality Chip up. I mean, we could actually play out the Koi next turn and then just destroy. Could play Koi out that turn and gone for the exile artifacts and enchantments. But I just have a feeling they've got more gas. They're going to want to like get the tempo going. I think what they should probably do is just attack with these. They don't really want to attach with Companion. Like attack with the 1/1, see if we trade. Cyber Trespassers. I think we just no block here. I don't want to trade there. Just go ahead and say go now. We're going to Farewell on that turn. Should take care of everything. Like they can copy Cyber Trespassers here. They can Reality Chip, play something. Probably like, yeah, I don't know. They can like Searchlight Companion to start getting 1/1s. It's probably good. These are all good things, but Farewell is also a very good thing. Okay, so now we're locked here. They play a land. If they have a land, they should play it and copy Searchlight Companion. That's how they should attack. Yep. They should have done that. We'll just block here. Now we can just Farewell everything here. So you have a busted Reality Chip Reflection of Kiki Jiki deck, but we have one busted card that just absolutely wipes out boards. I mean, we're still far from having won this game. Like, they've got 2 cards in hand. We've got a Sky Swimmer Koi. Like, this is still going to come down to top decking. If we draw artifacts, it's going to allow us to cycle these lands. But yeah, they could easily, outdraw us from this point of the game. But I can understand, why they're annoyed. We, exiled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a bunch of cards. So let's go ahead and cast Sky Swimmer Koi, play this for blue, say go. And now, got nothing at this point. Probably, so Synthesizer. I mean, Synthesizer's nice. They get a land. They get to crack it if they want. They can cast it top. They probably want to wait. They can crack it if they want to. Moonstair Specialist bouncing is good. I think that's the right line there. Like, you don't need to go and do this yet. You can just wait. Vanishing Slash Doesn't do anything for us yet, but that's a good one to have. It is removal. There's no point getting rid of the synthesizer. Like, they can get the 2/2 vigilance, but although actually maybe it's worth. It could theoretically be worth it here because you stop them from getting the. You stop them from getting the extra card. Sorry, the 2/2, and like theoretically, because they're tapped out, they probably can't play the card you exile. So maybe it is if they don't use it now. It might actually be worth doing that. Though I'm kind of tempted to take out the Modern Age here. Destroying a lot of land's not going to help. Now we can have a think about what are we destroying here. If we go for Banishing Slash on the Synthesizer, we get that 2/2. And we potentially stop them from getting another card. I think I like this line here. It's possible we hit an instant. I think that's very unlucky. So we hit a land, they don't get anything. We can actually get in this turn. They don't get that 2/2, they don't get that card. I think it's worth it over letting them have the 2/3. Now, I mean, we still need to draw something here, like, okay, Futurist Operative, like that's a good one for this specific spot. As long as it's tapped, it can't be blocked. Okay, we're going to arrest this. Arrest isn't the greatest if they're like in a deck of Moonsnare specialists. So we're actually going to hold back Scarcum. Disruption Protocol. Whoa! Alright. No attacks now because we need to stop them from getting in. I mean, they've got 3 threats, we've got 1. So, you know, we have drawn a ton of land here. I can't really complain too much though, given... I mean, we're blocking the 2/2 here. Probably drew something, but we have to. We basically have to block. Suit Up, such a nice one. I mean, now we need to like draw Behold the Unspeakable, or we're pretty much just gonna die. I thought that was Behold the Unspeakable. Yeah, let's play out land because we want to make sure we can get max value from Behold. If we do draw it, let's bounce the 3/4 here. They get to draw 2. That is going to help us significantly. It slows them down. They have to play the Futurist Operative again. Yeah, so I mean, it could come to a close here. We could lose this one, but Reinforced Ronin, bang. This one, little 2/2, whacking us down. But I need to draw something now. Futurist Operative, we're dead next turn. So we need to draw something this turn. Behold the Unspeakable would be nice. I can get that little Ronin back. An opponent is probably going to take this one out through our Insane Farewell. So Disruption Protocol, Thirst for Knowledge. Okay, so let's start with a Thirst. And draw 3. We've got 3 cracks at hitting Behold the Unspeakable here. There it is. So we can discard 2 cards here. The question is, do we want to discard Disruption Protocol? Do we want to discard Banishing Slash? We definitely want to discard this. Do we want to discard this? So we can counter the Ronin, which I think is probably the biggest threat of damage at the moment. Can never use that to kill that. I think it's probably just pitching Banishing Slash. So let's do that. Let's cast Behold the Unspeakable. And then we're going to play Disruption Protocol, and we're going to draw 4 next turn. We're right back in this game. So we're going to take 1, and then we're going to get a 3/3, which blocks these. We need to deal with the Futurist Operative, but we're going to get to draw 4 off Behold the Unspeakable. So we're back in it. We're fighting the good fight. And then this card, I mean, this card is just absurd. Basically, like, fog you, draw 4, get a huge flyer if we want it. Just busted. Absolutely busted card. And I've got this, so they're going to draw a card. Okay, so now hopefully we get to count something good here. Like, hopefully they play something good. We want them to play anything because we want to draw 4. They're going to attack with Futurist Operative. Going to untap it. No, okay. Oh, oh. You're meant to untap. They're going to play something. I kind of want them. I want them to play something, I think. Don't know what they've got. Got a lot of mana. It could have like removal, in which case we're going to hold like protocol will be good even if we don't get to cast now. Like, we still get to scry 2. Like the difference between drawing 4 and scrying 2 and drawing 2 is, yeah, we want to counter this. I mean, we're just going to get to draw 4 now. We don't want this hanging around. And they could have ninjutsu'd that in. Oh my god, so Oath is just... Oh. Oath is so good here. Like, it's hard to describe how good Oath is. We're going to get to draw 4 and then cast an Imperial Oath. I mean, that's just busted. Get a 3/3 flyer. Draw 4. Era of Enlightenment. Okay. Start by just casting the Era of Enlightenment. We want to cast these cards that can stop counter spells first. So we've got 7/9 mana, so we can cast Puzzle Maker. So Tamiya's Completion, okay. We get to scry 2. We want Specialist. Now we'll hold Puzzle Maker. How many left? So we've got 4, 9, 11. So we can cast that, okay. Let's go ahead and cast Oath. Scry these to the bottom. And then I think we probably just want to Kami's Flare them while they're tapped out here on this unblockable one. Yeah, so we don't want them. No more unblockables for you. Okay. Now I think we're back in the box seat because we're going to get to Rep, Specialist, and then double Puzzle, which is going to gum the board right up. They're going to attack. Also going to have another flyer. I mean, it's going to be a 1/1 fly and trample. Going to be a very cute little Behold the Unspeakable here. Nice little 3/3, but let's go ahead and just start things off with the attack. They probably want to... No, they don't want to block. Okay. Fair enough. We want to just Specialist, Puzzle Maker, copy it. Well, I cannot believe that we look like we might win this game. Modern Age. It's going to help them, but yeah, that turn when we got to Thirst and then Behold the Unspeakable was just a bastard turn. They can suit up Vector Glider here. I think that actually might leave them just dead. Yep. That's the win, 6-2. We'll play for the trophy in the next one, and I will see you there. Alrighty, here we are for the trophy match. We go first. This hand is definitely a keep. We can Terrarium to get second Plains for the slash. Should play Plains first in case, for whatever reason, we draw Plains and we want to slash something. Although Thirst for Knowledge, pitching Terrarium actually seems better. I think it is. I think... maybe it's not actually. We can decide next turn. But getting the 2/2 out of this... Maybe we're just meant to Terrarium. No. Now we get the... Now I think we just... We want to do this on the end step here. So we would go... Yeah. Now I think we get slashed. Like, I think the 2/2 is probably worth the extra card here. Like, let's Thirst. Do we want to pitch Terrarium or do we want to hold Terrarium? No, yeah, we definitely do, sorry. It's our only artifact. So we definitely want to do that. Now we want to play land. Actually just play this Kill Modern Age. Their other option is Tameo's Completion something. I think, yeah, play this. We get to draw. We pitch Uncharted Haven. I think we just slash this flyer away. It's just like, here we know we're going to be using our mana for the next few turns. Like, we've got a lot of 5 and 4 mana plays, and so the tempo advantage there of taking their flyer down is worth... You know, it's not the best target ever. They've already got the double loot out of it as well. But we now get to take it out. And that's, you know, definitely something that is valuable. So now I think we just want to start by... I think we just want to get the Sunblade Samurai down. If they have another removal spell, they're going to be tempted to use it on this. And I'd rather remove this than they remove our Replication Specialist. Then the next turn we can, yeah, see. Like, I mean, it's not the worst. Ooh, we could Behold the Unspeakable. Let's do that. Behold the Unspeakable seems great. You know, we're not getting bored, pressure down. We're going to get to draw 2, and then this itself will become a massive threat as well. The sooner we get that down, the better. Pretty happy to get it. We can also bounce it with Network Moonsnare Specialist and reset it. So, yeah. I mean, they can remove it, like they have enchantment removal, but they've already used Repel the Vile. So, you know, they might have it here. No, another Spirited Companion. So the Woof Woof is coming in. Now I've got Disruption Protocol. I will take both of those cards. Land is good here. We can Network Disruptor. We can Moonsnare Specialist back the... What do we want to do? We can Moonsnare Specialist this back, but I think we potentially just want to Replication Specialist here. Because that sets up the possibility of us Disruptoring. And we've got Moonsnare Specialist. I mean, like, if we set this up, we might even just, like, now that we've got these 2 flyers, depending on what they play, we may just hold Disruption Protocol here. They're probably going to kill the Specialist. Opponent's got a lot of cards in hand, so they're, you know, far from out of this game. We've seen throughout this draft some absolutely swingy games. I mean, Imperial Life, phenomenal. Maybe we should have held Disruption Protocol for that. You know, there are so many little decisions, little intricacies like that in this format. And we get our own Imperial Oath though, so, you know, now I think we just cast that. Start off just get in the air. Could do that, but no, we are going to Imperial Oath. Now, the interesting one, I think Era of Enlightenment can go to the bottom. I think Kami's Flare is good. I think Intercessor's Arrest is nice. I think we just want Kami's Flare on top to be able to burn something out. Instant speed is going to be good, especially if they like have 2 blockers for whatever reason. We might just be able to take one out. So Intercessor's Arrest. Okay, that's great for us because we can bounce it back to hand. And then Sky Blessed Samurai. So we can disrupt that. I think we just want to Ninjutsu back. Behold the Unspeakable. Sorry, Moonsnare Specialist back. Play Network Disruptor. We don't get to do it, but we do get to tap this. Bit of a tempo advantage here. And then just bash with the team here. It's probably going to force this trade. Maybe maybe it's better to wait until we do this. Double block, okay. Don't mind that. I like getting the 2 bodies out of the way. Now they've got the 4/4. I mean, we can just farewell if we want to. Like, if they dump their hand here, there's a circumstance in which we can just exile all enchantments, which is pretty nice. Because all of our like main creatures are not enchantments here, so okay. What are they getting here? Are they getting? Do they have another color? No. So 5. I mean, they might be. Are they boosting this? All right. Yeehaw! All right. I think I'll I'll actually trade here. This is sorcery only. I'm happy to trade. If they think they're getting up here, then like I'm fine. Can arrest. I think yeah, we just arrest here. This. And we can just hold up disruption protocol and take advantage of the tempo we've got. Say go. They can't crack this turn. And now, yeah, we get to just disruption protocol anything they play here. Like they might have their own farewell here. Just based on how they've played that, not committing the terrarium, that attack. Maybe they have their own farewell and they're thinking about doing it now. So I don't play anything. Feels like they might have farewell here. At turn. I have inventive iteration. Don't really want to cast anything here. I just don't know what they have. Like if they have farewell, it blows us out. Like if we like play Behold the Unspeakable, it's pretty bad for us. I think I'm pretty happy just. Okay, so exile that. Okay, so now I don't think they have farewell. Now I'm happy to just counter. We can just say go. Like if they have farewell here as well now, like it's not the end of the world. They've got 2 cards in hand. We've got 5. We've got some really nice ones as well. Like every single one of these is just a banger. Land. I think we just bash with the team. Probably just inventive iteration here. Returning the Sunblade Samurai to hand. And saying go. And now I get to draw 2 next turn as well. So yeah, this was 2 control decks here. So whenever you cast an enchantment spell, okay. Behold the Unspeakable. Right. Okay. We want to just kill this. Goodbye. Doesn't really matter. Opponent saying good game, but they're actually only got a 1. So I got a 1 here. We're going to get to draw 2. So we get the... they've seen the writing on the wall. That's the game. That is the trophy. I hope you enjoyed the one return that we'll be doing on this channel to Neon Dynasty Kamigawa, one of my favorite sets. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content in the future. And leave a comment below to let me know what you thought of this draft and what you think of the set as well. I hope you got the chance to play it, and I'll see you in the next one.